Hi guys, I bought a bunch of books today, so as usual I'm going to do a little Glitterature haul for everyone so you guys know what book reviews might be coming up. The first one is one that I know you guys are probably so expecting, and it was the reason I went to the bookstore and then I picked up some of these other ones just because. And it is The Scorch Trials, the second book to the Maze Runner series. There's one more that's already out called The Death Cure that I will get after I read this one. I am so excited. Like, I don't know what to expect, because part of me thinks that there's no way that the Maze Runner can be trumped. Like, I can't imagine the author topping the Maze Runner because I thought it was so good. But at the same time, I think, like, I have all these hopes that this book is going to be just as good in a different way. So I am so excited to read this, and it probably will be the first one I dive into because the first one was just so good. The second book is also from a series. This is The Lady of the Rivers, and this goes with the Red Queen and the White Queen. I have glitteratures on both of those. Loved the White Queen. Was kind of mediocre on the Red Queen. You can watch those glitteratures if you want, but this is the third one. It just came out. It wasn't even out when I filmed the Red Queen gliterature, and this is actually about the White Queen's mother. And it's really interesting because apparently the White Queen and her mother were distant relatives of one of the water goddesses. So it's supposed to be very like fairy tale slash witchcraft slash mythology. So I just think it's going to be interesting. I read the other two books and I liked them. Even the Red Queen, which I wasn't in love with, I still enjoyed reading. So I definitely had to pick this up, and I will do a gliterature to complete the Cousins War trilogy books. And I don't think they go in a particular order because they're all like parallel storylines, even though I think this one is going to take place before the Red Queen and the White Queen because it's about the mom. Probably, I feel like it will be about her growing up, I would think. So this one came out third. So I don't really think there's an order. I got Nicholas Sparks' new book, The Best of Me. And I love Nicholas Sparks. He is hands down my #1 favorite author as a whole. I love his books. So many of his great books have been turned into movies. The Notebook, A Walk to Remember, Dear John, oh my gosh, Message in a Bottle, Nights in Rodanthe. There were like more. There was another one that just came out. What is it called? Oh my gosh, I don't remember. The Last Song. He has so many, like every single one of his good books gets turned into a movie. There's several more that are being turned into a movie right now, but this is The Best of Me. This is his new book. I have no idea what it's about. I bought it blindly because I love him. I love all of his books. Two more. I got a really easy beach read. I love this author. I've read all of her books. This is Can You Keep a Secret by Sophie Kinsella. Back just kind of sucked me in. So it says, this girl has a few little secrets until she spills all of this to a handsome stranger on the plane. At least she thought he was a stranger, and then it turns out to be her new boss. So her books are fun. I've read all of them. They're very easy, like fast-paced, beachy. I call them beach reads because they're the kind of book you'd want to take down to the beach. They're kind of vacation books. And I figured one day I'd be in the mood for this. I don't think I'm going to read it anytime soon, especially over some of the other books, but it's nice to have for when I'm in the mood for a type of book like this. Last book is a book that the girl at the bookstore actually talked me into. She said that these were her favorite books, including the Twilight series. She said that she was the biggest Twilight fan, which I was too. Back, the movies I don't really like as much, but way back before the movies came out, I was such a big fan of the books. And she said she was too, and this reminds her of that series. So of course I had to get the first book. And it is called Shiver. It has a really pretty cover. It's like very, I like trees and stuff like that. And I've been really into like birds lately. It's weird, like owls and like birds. I keep thinking there's birds on these, but they're just leaves. Oh, there's like a cat, or oh, that's a wolf, duh, because it's about wolves. I'm so dumb. So this is actually a werewolf story. So it's kind of like Twilight, and there's 3 books. It's Shiver, then Linger, then Forever. Those are the books. And basically it's about this boy that only turns into a werewolf during the winter months, and then he's a human in the summer. And like growing up, he always like watches over this little girl. And then she grows up too. So he's like always had like this human girl that he's kind of like bonded with as a wolf, and then they fall in love as humans, and oh, it's just like, I don't know, I'm like really excited to read it. I actually have read part of it. I've read this much so far, and I'm already completely into it. So even though it's so funny because when I bought these books, I thought this one I was just gonna jump into, and this is the one I ended up kind of reading first. So I don't know, you know how I get with books, I just get really excited. So those are the 5 books I bought. Glitteratures on some of these, I'm sure coming soon. I have been really busy lately though, so I haven't been able to read the way I was in October. I feel like I had a lot of glitteratures go up, but I'm not reading as fast as I was because I'm just busier and I have more stuff I'm doing outside of reading. So it's not the only thing I do in my life, but yeah. So if you have any book recommendations, as always, leave it below, and do book reviews on anything that I have reviewed or anything you just want to do. Do your own glitteratures. They're kind of fun, they're kind of addicting, and they make you want to read more. It kind of gives you a goal at the end of your book, so you have something like productive to do at the end of your book, but something to strive for. I am so rambling right now, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Bye everyone!